Hey everybody, my name is MC. Welcome to our new channel called Welcome to the Deep. What we're going to be talking about today on Halloween is something that happened in the state that we live in. Me and my girl, we live in the state of Wisconsin. Something that I found out that took place in the city shocked me. It's something that a lot of you may be familiar with and notice that's trending nowadays with the Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. It's the trafficking of human beings and especially children and toddlers. We know that exists and is going on and taking place in all corners of the world. It has been for a very long time, just like murderers. They're walking around and got bodies on their hands, and they've been doing this for decades, and they're in all facets and walks of life. There's so many cold cases you couldn't even count them. But let's get back on topic. Welcome to the deep. We're going to take you real deep into a real story, a true story on a Halloween night like this. It was a daytime, but it still was Halloween. It was a little girl named Lisa French. She lived here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and this took place in 1973. I've been in Wisconsin, especially the city of Fond du Lac, where this took place for over 13 plus years, easily. I would say about 15 years. So I've been here for over half of my life. And the details of this story are really, it can give you goosebumps and give you nightmares. So I will say, auditorial discretion advised. Be aware that some of the details in this video might not be suitable for some advisors. If you have children in the room, please get them out of the area. This isn't suitable for them. Once again, this was, a 9-year-old girl that had this atrocity committed, to her. But let's get back into this story. It was Halloween. Her parents let her go outside alone by herself at this particular time. And she was walking on the likes of a street called Bank Street, which is over by Scott Street and Main Street, and also Amory Street, which is near Johnson, and it runs to Scott. And in between Johnson and Scott on Amory, you get McKinley Park, which is a very well-known park, and it's very close to Main Street, which is connected to Bank Street. So you see how Amory, Bank, and Main, and Scott, and all that are very close-knitted and connected. So it was an area that I'm well acquainted with and very familiar with, which hits home a lot deeper. So knowing that it took place in that area makes it a little more odd for me. I asked a lot of people in the city. I heard about this case years ago, and I would ask them from time to time, hey, do you know that story about that girl that went trick-or-treating, and, what I'm about to let y'all know had happened to her happened, and pretty much, some people would tell me right away, yeah, I know about that. It'd be guys and, women, and no matter who I asked, I think a lot of them would jump to it and knowing right away. And recently, since I knew Halloween was coming up, from mention of a coworker, I decided to look that girl's name up, Lisa French, because I brought it up to my girl's attention. And something just sparked it back up in my mind, and that's what really got us into this whole channel right here. In this story, we made a commitment to making this video about little Lisa French, in dedication to her. So when she was trick-or-treating, she eventually knocked on a few doors to get some candy, and a few of those neighbors who eventually were witnesses, they gave her some candy. And then by the time she got to, I believe, her third or, after a handful of trick-or-treats, she came to a house of a man who I believe at the time was 25 years old, by the name of Gerald Tucker. And he welcomed her in there, and he was laying in his bed, and he was in his room. His doors cracked open. She popped her head in there, and she was described to be in some type of purple, little, some Little Red Riding Hood type of purple dumpling dress thing. I don't really know. But nonetheless, she went into the room because he directed her to come here, supposedly. And nobody knows what this man was doing, thinking. There's really no background information on him, detailing, maybe the psychology of this guy or just kind of like what he did in Fond du Lac and what his purpose was and kind of his role. You know, like, who the hell was this guy? You know, maybe I got to do some more research. But he welcomed her in, and